It happened one night. And this was made in this was made in 1934 by Columbia Pictures. And back in those days, Columbia Pictures was a tiny studio. They weren't considered like a huge A-list studio back in those days. And it was directed by Frank Capra. And Frank Capra is probably most well known for directing It's a Wonderful Life and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. So he was a big director back in the day. And it stars Clark Gable as the newspaper reporter, Pete Warren, and Claudette Colbert as the heiress, Ellie Andrews. Yeah, Clark Gable, of course, was a big star way back in the day, back in those times. And Claudette Colbert was also like a major leading actress in the 30s and 40s. The story for this is based on a short story called Night Bus, written by Samuel Hopkins Adams. And then the screenplay for this was done by Robert Riskin, which worked often with Frank Capra. Interestingly, the Night Bus story, it was published in the Cosmopolitan magazine. And so Frank Capra saw it and was like, hey, this could be a good idea. And then like Columbia Pictures bought the rights to it for $5,000 in the summer of 1933. Yeah, back in those days. So I looked up how much that would be for now, and that is about $120,000 in today's money. So the plot of the movie is a heiress runs away. She's married to this guy that her father does not approve. So he's trying to get the marriage annulled. She runs away, and trying to get, she pretty much has to cross the United States to get to her husband. And in the process, she runs into a reporter who's down on his luck. He's not doing too well, and he recognizes her, sees the story, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna, get an exclusive by traveling with her. And then, of course, in rom-com fashion, there's mishaps that happen along the way, and they fall in love. Just some interesting facts about this one. Again, in 1933 standards, because it was filmed in 1933 and then released 1934. So it only cost $325,000 to make, and it was filmed in 4 weeks. Now, one of the reasons why they're able to do it so cheaply and so fast is because if you ever watch it, you notice the majority of the sets are outside. It's mostly just filmed outside or in standing locations, like buildings that already exist. The only set they really had to build was the bus that they travel on. Mm-hmm. And they stay in like two different, not quite like hotel rooms, but they're like living camp areas. And so it was just one set, and of course they redressed it for either one.
I was going to say what we would now consider an Airbnb.
Yeah, something like that.